return inside his spot. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Oklahoma State Cowboys offense will start this game off. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others, that they got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes. You guys need to play well.
Yeah, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
The handoff as they run the counter play here. Good job running top and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your run.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Trying to pick up a first down.
Just take it to him.
Back to pass, it's Thomas. There's the pressure. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a third down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape out from his last game is the ball never touched the ground. It was amazing. It wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught.
He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed. And he showed some of it there.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
Grabbed in the middle of the screen. Running like he wants that football as he gets to the 37. Defense trying to come up with a stop on third and short from the 37. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
Hey, really nice job on defense, too. Understanding the situation. It's third down. We're fine giving up completions right there. We're not giving up the first down. We're keeping the football in the ball carrier in front of us, and we're tackling the catch. Awesome job, and now you've set up fourth down.
Yeah, I think those quarterback sneaks used to be for the big, strapping quarterbacks. But, man, nowadays, dude, all you got to do is fall forward, and it's such a hard play to stop. So you see this all across all levels of football, and it's just a difficult play to stop.
Looking to throw, it's Reed. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll take it himself. Got enough space. takes it into the end zone for a touchdown.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. A 69-yard touchdown drive, and it was capped off with an impressive 18-yard touchdown run. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Finding themselves down 7-0. They'll love to get a drive going here. Looking downfield on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And protecting their quarterback is job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you want to put it up. They got to make sure they take care of him so he can make those plays. Defense wins this rep. They win up front, get to the quarterback, and get the sack.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. And the offense takes the field, ready to go back to work. Quarterback empties his backfield. Back to throw, it's Reed. Using his feet to buy time. And he is going to lose yardage. Nowhere to run as he is forced out of bounds.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. He wants to change this route. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Catch in the middle, it's hit. Good, solid pick up there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. Bunch formation for these receivers. It's complete to the left. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And what a nice play by the DB. You have to understand, that wide receiver gets that ball that quick. It's tough to get him on the ground. Nice job getting a hold of him, getting him on the ground for no gain.
In the backfield, it's Green. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the 1st down.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays. The quarterback and his unit is executing. And this is...
The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Clock ticks down, under 4 minutes to go in the half.
trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2. The Cowboys come to the line needing just inches for the first down. He'll keep it on the sneak. That's the first down. Still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You don't even see quarterbacks under center very often, but when you do, and it's short yardage, you kind of know what's coming, but it didn't matter. Quarterback does a great job. Find some space, keep those feet moving, just fall forward and get that yardage, and he gets the big first down.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
That's really worrisome if I'm the head coach, watching my run game suffer the way it has early in this game. And that's why you're down by a lot of points right now. The only way you're going to change the scoreboard is if you're able to find a way to start running it. So if you can't do it with your running backs, you got to think about QB runs, jet sweeps. You got to find ways to have balance and be able to get it done on the ground.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Thomas. Here's a hit. That's reeled in. It's Davis. He gets it out to the 28-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down. And the Cowboys decide to punt it away. Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. A strike downfield. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43.
And you just could not allow that to happen defensively, giving up a big play like that. They're going to need to now play with some sense of urgency if they're not going to give up any points here before the end of the half.
Now he's going to break the pocket. The quarterback doesn't throw it away. Instead, the defense forces a loss.
Well, this is a quarterback who's used to using his athleticism to his advantage and burning defenses, but there was nothing going there. Great job by the defense, taking everything away and forcing a run for a loss as that quarterback was smart to get out of bounds.
Got it in the middle. It's Hill. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Across the 35. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, Nick?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision making.
Using his legs, it's mobile. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Out across the 25 to the 26, but needed a little bit more. It'll be 4th down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Punt is in the air on 4th down. Not going to risk a return here. Calls for the fair catch and makes it just around the 30-yard line. One more snap coming before halftime. Looking for a man. It's Reed. Got it in the middle. It's Green. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, fellas, looks like you've had a very enjoyable day there today in Stillwater. And it's been a dynamite first half, leading to a one-sided score right now. It's not over, but I think both sides know this is on the verge of a blowout. That opposing defense is inside its locker room right now wondering 2 things. What just happened, and what do we do now to try to make this respectable? With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Boone Pickens Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Cowboys will kick it off to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Not sure they had to adjust much. They'll try to build on this lead. Open a drive like that, it opens a world of possibilities. First down from the 43. Reads it, fires complete. There he goes. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Offense in a bunch formation. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
He wants to throw it again. It's Hill. And they pick up just a few.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Looking for a man. It's Reed. Unloads to the wideout. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game.
That's a big missed opportunity by the defense there, guys. If he's able to make that interception, all of a sudden their offense is back on the field. But now, because he dropped it, it's still 4th down. And, of course, they're in field goal range.
Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. After converting that 4th down on the ground, now let's see what they've got on first. Fires to the wideout. Working that left side. Pulls it in and runs into the end zone for a touchdown.
My man, get him the ball. He will do the rest. Catches the football, walks into the end zone. Feed that
of the Conference of Champions, Pac-12 action today. Vanderbilt has the lead right now, but if this team has taught us anything over the years, it's that no lead is safe there in Nashville. They're up by 7 over Maryland. We'll keep you posted on things in this game that's sure to shake things up in the Pac-12. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Complete to start this drive. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
And the Cowboys come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. To the ground, they try to pick up the first one. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1. The Cowboys will send out the punt unit. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. They've been dominant, and now they'll try to execute to their own standard. Here's the handoff. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Pocket breaking down. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
I got to be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen a defense contain this quarterback the way this defense has in this game today. Multiple sacks. They have been so disruptive. Multiple guys up front winning their one-on-ones. And you got to give the D coordinator a ton of credit. He has dialed up the perfect plays in the perfect moments. And they have made this guy's life a living nightmare today.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the 1st down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Fires downfield. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the 1st down.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the 2nd half moving forward.
Makes the catch. It's out. Forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You get a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, 1st down.
Able to pick up a couple down to the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
He'll keep it himself. Oh, he's got a chance. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to getting him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the 1st down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one.
Military, stun.
To the air, it's Thompson. Pressure coming. They're going to get him, and this offense now has even more work to do.
And they get him again. This has not been the day we expected. This young man, we expect great things. Like, he is one of the better players in college football. You think he'd come out, put on a show, but this defense has had his number all game long.
Let's go!
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. Snag in the middle. It's 4. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Bring in the heat. And that one was way too far for anybody to catch, except ticket holders.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. But you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse the...
It's picked off, and they ruined the drive with a turnover. Got some room to run. The 40. The 20. The 10. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively... teams, and now on defense here in the 4th quarter. They're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure, they're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the 4th quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Tries to serve him on the sneak. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Here comes the heat. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fall.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Over the middle, it's coming.
defense on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback
Breaks into the open. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few, still some work to do for the first down. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Makes the grab on third. It's a running room. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
Man, this just starts to hurt your pride, right? You're down by several scores. It's in the fourth quarter, and they keep making big plays. This is something where you just got to buff up.
And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Stands it quickly on the left. Spins away from the defender. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. And the Cowboys with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He'll pull it on the read. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
And I love that decision by this quarterback. No monkeying around, man. Get to the spot. Get the first down, lower your shoulder. I don't need a big play. I just want another set of downs. Nice job running the option, knowing where the first down marker is.
Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Man, what a great play by that cornerback. There's so much space out here in football, the way they spread you out, but to be able to break on the football when it's tough.
Oh, he's got somebody. The 40.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
The Cowboys have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Dropping back, it's Thomason. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job, boys. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. They cannot give us up as many sacks as they have in this game. I expect to win.
They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big championship, maybe. Going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible.
I know the coaches are really happy about this, the AD and the fans, because they know what it means for the program, right? You're going to get those 15 extra practices at the end of the year to help develop young talent. Looking ahead to next season, but that's next season.